Lions got OTAs coming up, and after Frank Ragnow retiring, there is definitely things that we need to pay attention to for OTAs. In this video, we're going to go over the article of what SI did here about players to watch for in OTAs. I agree with a lot of this. It's going to be talking about what we all need to watch. And there's definitely one position group, center, that we got to pay attention to. So let's get this thing started right now. If you're a fan of the Detroit Lions, you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. Why is that? Well, literally, this is all I do. This is my channel. It's all about Detroit Lions news and rumors, and that's what we talk. Now, generally speaking, I'm big into doing epic graphics, as you all know, if you've been on this channel for 7 years now. I threw my back out 2 days ago, and I am having a hard time sitting in this chair, and graphics takes hours. So I ain't got the time to do it today. So that's why I'm doing this. So if you like graphics, just give me a couple days. Let the back heal. I'm having a hard time sitting. So let's get in here. OTAs coming up here. A lot to watch for. Check out my guy here, Macaroon from SI.com. It's just talking about players that we need to watch for in the up-and-coming OTAs. Now, I just briefly went. I didn't even read the article, but I'm going to tell you the players that they got. I agree with what we need to be watching for the importance of these players. I'm not going to even read through this whole thing. I'm just telling you. Kyle Allen here, backup quarterback, right? Hendon Hooker and him are battling it out right now for QB2. Now, if you're a listener, you know that I have Hendon Hooker way above or in that way. But he is my quarterback, too, right now. Why is that? We drafted him. He's younger, 27. Kyle Allen's older, almost 30, even though it's pretty close. But one we invested a draft pick in, and one that has been a perennial backup his entire career. This one should be Hendon Hooker's to give, but we got to watch Kyle Allen. He threw a pick last week to Rock Ya-Sin. You can't have that on there if you're trying to be QB2. No, throwing interceptions, folks. Who do you got winning QB2? Hendon Hooker put HH. Kyle Allen put KA. Next player on the list is Graham Glasgow. Oh, my goodness. Before the retirement, I would say, yeah, I'm not even paying much attention to Graham. After the retirement of Frank Ragnow, everybody's paying attention to Graham Glasgow. Holy smokes. Yeah, look, his value significantly went up. With the retirement, he can play center, guard. I know they want to get Tate Ratledge in there at center. That is facts. We all know that. That didn't last OTAs. And if you listen to Hank Fraley, he talks about how that's the future. But is this going to be the immediate thing? Because right now, if you look at the depth chart, I made the video yesterday, Graham Glasgow starting center. You would expect that to be the case. He's the veteran to start this bad boy out, right? He understands a little bit more of the formation. He's the veteran, right? It's going to be easier for Jared Goff and him to start this bad boy out. So all eyes on Graham Glasgow, folks. Like, most definitely. That is, of all the positions and all the things that we're looking for in OTAs this next session here, Graham in the center position should be number one. Ahmed Hassanin. Yeah, I'm watching him a little bit, but I fully expect that he's a 6th-round pick. I expect that he's going to have ups and downs, and I think we all should have this. So don't get too high with Hassanin. Don't get too low with Hassanin. He is a rookie 6th-round pick. He looks the part. He's big, not tall, but physically big, stout, 6'2", beefy. But he's a rookie that he's going to have good times, bad times. So we're watching that, but I wouldn't say he's one of the main guys I'm watching, just to keep it a buck. I trust the evaluation process. I trust he'll get better. That's what's, and he's going to have up and downs. Next player they got here, Ennis Rakestraw, 100%. I agree with John on this one. We all got to be watching Ennis. He's kind of like a rookie, right? He did not play at all last year, hardly, it seems like. And, boy, if he could stay healthy, you're really giving a boost to the Detroit Lions secondary. It's a guy that not a lot of people were watching, right? Everyone's paying attention to Terrion Arnold. Everyone's paying attention to DJ Reed. We talk about more about Meek Robertson. Where's Ennis Rakestraw, right? So if he can step up and he can stay healthy, sky is the limit, and the Lions secondary will continue to grow and get better, and it's just going to make it even easier for next year, who they let go and all that type of stuff with the ascension of Ennis. And him and Terrion Arnold, I'd put them both in that group. Watch them both. Watch these second-year corners. We need to watch what they're doing. Tate Ratledge, yeah, right. We talked about Graham Glasgow, 100,000%. He's probably the one guy I'm watching most right now. Why is that? Frank Ragnow retired. Tate Ratledge right now is going to be it looks to be the future center. That's what it really looks like. You listen to what Hank said. He's going to be the future center. Everything he does is big. His growth has to be big. And it sucks. You don't want a guy who's a rookie to have this much on his plate. But when you're in a Super Bowl win mode and your all-pro retires, you gotta step up. Tate Ratledge has got to step up as a second-round pick. In the comments, do you think he's going to step up? Do you think he's going to be the starting center? Let me know your thoughts. Colby Sorsdale. I'm not really watching Colby Sorsdale, even with the retirement of Graham Glasgow. I feel like his days are numbered. Maybe now he squeaks on because of a roster spot like number 53, right? But to be a Buck, Colby Sorsdale and Broderick Martin, to me, are kind of lost causes at this point. It's like cutting the losses, right? I'm not going to be upset that he doesn't make the team. I'm not paying really any attention to Colby Sorsdale, so I would not put him on here. I haven't seen even be on this list, so I'd put Jared Goff right here. Why is that? I want to see how this offense is now. Jared Goff, this offense, we have a new OC. We have now we're going to have a new center. We have Zeitler is not here, so we're going to have a new guard. We have a whole new guard. We have 3 new guards basically up front. I want to see the communication. I want to see fluidity. That's more important than Colby Sorsdale, in my opinion. Colby Sorsdale is not who cares about Colby Sorsdale? What's next? Jameson Williams, yep, 100% throw JMO on this list. According to John Morton, he's going to have a breakout year. According to what everyone's saying, he gained 5 pounds of muscle in his lower part of his body. Kudos to him for doing that. And looks like he's going to take that next step. Looks like he's going to put in the work. It looks like he's going to probably put up a lot of yards. And if he does that, and if he develops and he matures to what we're starting to see, folks, all that trade speculation, nah, it's okay. How are we going to get him under contract after this year, right? It's funny how the tides turn on this stuff. About Jameson Williams, I don't know why he's been it feels like he's been such a controversial player for this regime since we've drafted him, and now it's like the tides are starting to turn. So we're watching JMO. Devad Wilson, I guess I'm not watching him, to be honest with you. I'll put in you can read what he says here. I don't really care about little special teams side. I'll put in a different player that I'm watching right now. Tyleik Williams, right? I want to see what Tyleik Williams doing and see much of OTAs. Nothing in rookie minicamp. Nothing because he's put to the side. Look, we got Aleem McNeil, who's not going to be starting the season. I want to see what Tyleik Williams can do. It's hard to do when you're not doing anything, right? These guys are in shorts. But I see something, a little bit of something. Put a little bit of spice in there. We would like to hear a little bit about Tyleik Williams. We've heard zero about Tyleik. We've heard about TeSlaa. We've heard about I've heard about all the rookies, majority of the rookies, even undrafteds, more than I've heard about Tyleik Williams. So something on him would be a little bit nice. I know they're taking it slow. I know they want to do that, but if we can get some info, that would be great. What's one rookie you want to watch in the OTAs or hear about. You can't really watch it, right? But hear about. What's next here? Oh no, there's no more. So I didn't see this. So let me go on my own little list here of things I would like to see. All of the offensive line, not just the 2 players or the 3 players they have in here, all of the offensive line, even Giovanni Manu. I want to see the offensive line. That's huge. This is going to be this is right now the biggest concern on the team. It's not edge now, it's offensive line. Offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. The Lions will have a little bit extra cap to deal with. It doesn't matter. They already got cap to deal with. We need to see what the players that we have can do. We need to see who's gonna be the combination on the 3 that we don't know. We know 2, Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell. By the way, Taylor Decker, he's going to be here this year for sure. But at some point, he's going to be gone too, right? You can see that, we're completely changing this offensive line. It's just completely changed. And so I wouldn't say this year, but maybe next year, the following year, maybe Taylor Decker's on his way out. So the offensive line revamped. That's going to be massive. And I'd like to see DJ Reed. We have not heard a lot from DJ Reed, too. I'd like to see a little bit of him out there. He's a free agent. I'm hearing more about Carlton Davis right now than I am about DJ Reed, and he's for the Patriots. By the way, what a rumor is he's not happy over there. Hey, you took the money, buddy. You could have come over here, and it would have been straight. Maybe they'll release him. Who knows? But, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for in OTAs, folks. I think we all need to be focused on the offensive line. That's like the number one thing right now is the offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. That's the number one key. Not edge. It's offensive line. Folks, with that said, folks, adios.